Stephen Chang coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website at simhayoga.com, and my schedule is on there, my streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My Venmo handle is Simha Yoga Lab at Simha Yoga Lab, and my 4-digit ID code for verification is 8096, and Venmo is my preferred way of payment. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. You can definitely work with that. Please share with your friends, let people know classes are happening. While I'm going through this, those of you who don't have blocks or blankets, start grabbing something now. I think I want to use either a blanket or a towel. If you have blocks, even better. If you don't, we can work with towels and blankets. So go ahead and start grabbing them now. Meanwhile, for those of you who are new to my practice, welcome. And this is a basics class, which means we're working with basic fundamentals for the yoga asanas, as well as proper alignment. And it's a little bit more mellow so that we're not going super fast. And so for those of you who are a little bit newer to the practice, it's a little bit less daunting, right? So sometimes when you're working with something new, the language is completely different and it's really hard to comprehend, right? And so yoga might be one of those things if you're starting out now. However, if you're experienced, fantastic. This is a pretty mellow class. Not too challenging, but could be still challenging to the point that when we're holding something is where the challenge starts, right? Holding something is where it requires a lot more strengthening, right? And so for those of you who are building on strengthening, but on a very fundamental basis, this is a great class to do that. All right, so for those of you who have tighter hips, please elevate and sit up on a block. And if you're working with any specific injuries or limitations, please always check in and not to overdo anything. Try not to hurt yourselves, right? It's really important for us to always be mindful and make good decisions about how we approach our practice, especially if you're starting out, you're not quite familiar with what your body can and cannot do yet, right? So always check in, go slower. If you need to modify, pull back a little bit, please do that. All right, so sitting up tall, cross-legged position, let the palms face up and the fingers come together, mudra, thumb and index fingers touching, and the other fingers are extended. Let the hands sit gently on top of the thighs, let the shoulders broaden, and with your eyes closed, lips touching, start to regulate your breath by breathing only through your nose. Start to settle into your seat, ground evenly. Start to connect to the breath. Let your inhales even out with your exhales. And as you draw your senses inwards, connect to the breath. Through the inhale, let the crown of the head reach upwards toward the sky, lengthen us through the spine. Ground evenly through your seat, through the exhale. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer from the heart. Pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs. Lifting the heart up toward the sky. Setting your intention for yoga practice. Devoting your practice to someone or something, but to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification. Purifying the space in which you practice yoga. call and response. I will call it and repeat the response with you. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Gato Pewa, Yaha Smarit, Budrikaksham, Sabahya, Bihyandraha, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes so that the palms face up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. Chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. Chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side. Roll it back. Opposite side. Roll the center. Take a few more rounds at your own pace. So allowing these circles to bring movement to your neck and your shoulders. Top of the neck. Top of the spine. One more giant circle, chin back toward the chest and pause. Taking the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks, extend the legs forward, separating your feet. Hands supporting to either side of you and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in. Roll out. Draw in. Out. A rotation, circling. Back to center again. Switch them around. Back to center again. Cross your shins. Opposite shin on top. So this is your non-dominant crossing of the legs. So we want to try to do things evenly on both sides so that we can try to get back to symmetry. Most of us have a more dominant side that is maybe stronger or more flexible than the non-dominant side. So habitually, we always do the same thing dominant with the dominant side, right? So in yoga practice, we try to even out the equation by also taking the non-dominant side. Okay, raising the arms up high, extend. Twist to the right. Take it back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. Back to center again. Exhale, side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back up again, exhale, other side. Reach back up to center, extend the legs forward, forward fold, grabbing your feet, your ankles or your shins. Now, think about lengthiness through the spine. I'll give you a side view here. Think about lengthiness through the spine as you draw forward, right? So in any forward fold, whether it's standing or seated, if you round the back and shrug your shoulders, you're not coming into a very effective lower back stretch in your forward fold. So if you cannot grab your feet, you can grab your ankles or your shins. Think about that lengthiness and maintaining that lengthiness. Move the heart center forward, hinging at the hips to come forward, right? So you are in a much better position to be higher and getting a little bit of lower back stretch and then building on that flexibility versus shrugging and rounding, right? This does really nothing for you, okay? So alternatively, you can flex your feet, bend your knees. And this will reduce the stretch to your hamstrings, right? So if you have tight hamstrings, that might be another cause of that tightness, right? If you have tight hamstrings, this bending the knees will reduce some of that work so that now you can concentrate better on lengthiness through your spine. And then again, same concept. Hinging at the hips, lengthy spine, reach forward through the heart center. And this way, you can still reach for the lower back stretch and get that benefit. Now, as you get more flexible, you can reach your heels forward a little bit more and hinge forward a little bit more until eventually you come into a much more effective forward fold. All right, coming back up, bending at the knees, swing the legs back behind you. Let's come to your hands and knees. Keep your left knee down. Reach your right foot back, tuck the toes under. Press your hands firmly to the floor and reach back through that right heel so you get a very nice right calf stretch. Keep the engagement of the right leg. Activate your left leg by lifting. And this will give you a very strong arm-shoulder positioning in legs as well as core and lower back. For another 3, 2, 1. Take the left knee back down. Draw the right knee down as well, keeping the toes tucked under. Switch sides. Step the left foot back, tuck the toes under, and then press your left heel back in space. And that will give you a very nice left calf stretch. Now keep that left leg engaged. Press your hands to the floor, activate arms and shoulders, use your core and lift the right leg, holding it here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the right knee back down, take the left knee down as well, tucking the toes under. In your hands and knees, press into your hands again and lift the knees and holding here. As you're holding here, you're working your arms and shoulders, right? That's the obvious part. But now, you're probably beginning to feel your quads. Alright, so as you activate your quads, there's also subtle lower back and core work happening here. You're getting lots of toe stretch as well. And then from here, lift the knees, lift the seat, and then press back. You might need to adjust your feet to walk back a little bit so that you can take it to a proper down dog. Now, pressing into your hands, draw the heels toward the floor as you lengthen out the leg. Now, if you cannot lengthen the legs fully, keep the knees bent a little bit, but the heels are shifting back and down toward the floor. And maybe your torso also shifts back in space. All right, come back to your down dog, raising your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands, ground the back heel down, lift up for warrior 1. So the alignment is the right toes point straight forward. And so when teachers talk about that, we're really talking about the inside of the foot being parallel to the side of the mat, right? Because your toes, they turn out sometimes, right? So it's actually impossible to point your toes straight forward because there are always going to be toes that are turned out, right? So which one do you use? You use your big toe, which is also the inside of the mat. Then line up the right knee over the right heel, vertical line. Ground the back heel to the floor at an angle. So if your toes are pointing really far forward, it's going to be very tight at your ankles, right? And you may not be able to do that. So if you turn the toes slightly outwardly, that will reduce the tension to your ankle, to the back leg. So then that way, you can plant the foot down strongly and lengthen out this back leg. So back leg lengthened, right knee bent, line up over the heel, toes pointing forward, square the hips the best you can, square the torso the best you can to the front of the room, arms up. Now if your shoulders are tight, you may not be able to reach arms straight up. If that's the case, take the arms forward. If even forward is tight, take the arms wider, right? So those are all nice options for you to take in order to take this warrior 1. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Right knee still lining up over the heel. You should be able to see the inside of the foot. Back heel is still down. Lengthen out the right leg, triangle pose. Tip the left hip slightly back in space as you reach your right arm further forward. This takes your torso slightly to an angle. Modifying, right hand to top of the shin, left arm up to the sky. So this is your triangle. If you have a little more flexibility, you can maybe slide the hand a little bit further down. It could be halfway. Now if you have a very good amount of stretch here, and you can take the right hand directly to the floor, then do so, and this is your full expression of the triangle. right? Otherwise, you'll higher up. So going higher up will be less required for your hips and your flexibility in the lower back and the hamstrings. All right, take it back up. Reverse triangle. Keep the right leg extended. Reach your right arm up and back. Bend the front knee, side angle. Right elbow to top of the leg. Left arm up to the sky. If you're able to touch your right hand down, take your hand down, and this is your full expression of the pose. Side angle. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse warrior, right arm up and back, and then hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back, plank pose, and then lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage. So it's right next to the rib cage. So sometimes you have the hands too far forward and you end up in this position, or you have the hands too far back and you can't plant the heels down, the hands down, right? So if that's the case, make sure you adjust, right? So if you need to look, you can see that it's about ribs cage position. All right, elbows drawn back on the inhale. Lift up, baby cobra. Your belly and your ribs stay on the floor as you lift the upper back. Elbows drawn toward each other, engage your upper back. Your shoulder blades feel like they're kissing toward each other. Press with your hands. Lift up a little higher. Elbows are still bent. Shoulders are drawn back. Heart center reaching forward. Gaze is forward. Press into your hands. Do the best of your abilities to lengthen up the arms fully. If you cannot, slight bending is still okay. So this is your cobra pose, Bhujangasana. And bend the elbows, lower all the way back down, child's pose. Lift the seat, take the seat toward the heels, and fold forward, let the head release. Your forearms can come down, your arms forward. Now if this is a little bit difficult for you, you can always take your hands to make pillows, or you can even take two fists, one over the other, and rest your forehead, right? So this could be a very nice child's pose. This as well, and of course this. All right, take it back to your down dog. Inhale, left heel up to sky, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward between your hands, right heel comes down, warrior one. So right away, you're checking your alignment, right? Left toes point straight forward, which means the inside of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Line up the left knee over the left heel. As you start to come up, lift the torso up. You're feeling for the lengthiness of the back leg and grounding of the heels down, and your foot is at an angle. Square the hips, square the torso forward, raise the arms up high. Extending through your arms can be straight up, your arms can be slightly forward. Your arms can be parallel, your arms can be at a V position. So all those are good options for tight shoulders. And so this is warrior one. Lining up the knee over the heel, you should still be able to see the inside of the foot. Exhale, open up the arms, open up the hips for warrior two. So your torso rotates to the right side. Still lining up the knee over the heel, arms are parallel. Lengthen out the left leg triangle. Tip the right hip back, reach left hand forward. So the torso starts to tip forward, creating the beginnings of the shape of the triangle. Left hand to top of the shins. If you're less flexible, right arm up. If you have a little bit more flexibility, you can slide down a little bit, maybe even more, to the point that maybe perhaps left hand all the way down. This is your full expression of your triangle. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Reverse triangle. Left leg stays extended. Left arm up and back. Bend the front knee, side angle. Elbow to top left leg, or left hand to the floor. Right arm straight up. Inhale, all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back. Inhale on breath, exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. So again, hands alongside the rib cage, elbows drawn back, giving you a sense of the engagement of the upper back, shoulder blades kissing toward each other. Also, it gives you a of broadness through the front of the chest. Press your hands down, lift up, baby cobra. Elbows alongside the ribs, your belly, your ribs are pressing to the floor as you lift the upper back. Press into your hands, take it up a little higher. Elbows are still bent, shoulders are still broadening, engagement of the upper back. And then lift up even higher, fullest extension of your arms, still slight bending of the elbows is okay. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Begin to release, bend at the elbows, lower the chest, and then take it back to child's pose. Seat toward the heels. You have, again, many options here. Arms forward, arms lifted, right? Or forearms down. You can make pillows with the hands. You can make fists. Start to make your way back up. Down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward, warrior one. So right away, check your alignment. Right toes point forward, knee over the heel, backward rounding down, full extension of the back leg. Arms up high. Reach your arms forward. Take the right hand to left shoulder. Left hand to the underside of the right arm. Now with your fingers, walk your fingers toward the center line of the upper back, so toward the spine. Press your fingers strongly into the flesh of the upper back and then pull the flesh away from each other. So this gives you a sense of broadening of the upper back. So then to further intensify that, you can around the mid and the upper back, point the elbows toward the floor and elbows toward the ribs, chin toward the chest, and round the upper back. Keep the fingertips active, pressing against your upper back and pull that flesh apart. Lift back up to neutral. Release your hands. Fingertips are strongly extended out, your fingers are wide. Draw the elbows toward each other as you broaden your chest. Keep the arms about parallel to the floor, and then extend the arms forward. Draw the elbows back. Extend the arms forward. Draw the elbows back. Extend the arms forward. This time, draw the elbows back. Elbows toward the ribs. Flip the palms up. Raise the arms up and touch your fingers. Draw the elbows alongside the ribs. Raise the arms up to touch your fingers. Draw the elbows alongside the ribs. Stay here. Lift the heart center up. Gaze upwards. And then bow forward, devotional warrior, with your fingertips reaching up as you bow the head down. Take it all the way back up, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Lengthen out the right leg, extended triangle. Tip the left hip back, reach your right hand forward. Hand to top of the shin, higher up or lower down. Or take the right hand all the way down. Left palm face down, extend forward to the front of the room. This is your extended triangle. Take the gaze to the floor, bend your right knee, maintain that left side extension, and this is your extended side angle. Right? If you were transitioning from higher up, you can bend your right elbow, right knee. And take the right elbow to top leg, left arm reaching forward. Take the left arm up and behind you to your lower back and draw the left shoulder up and back in space so the palms are facing away from you and the top of the hand is to your lower back. Use that resistance to lean back and stack your shoulders. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep the half bind with the left hand and reach your right arm up and back behind you. This is your reverse warrior with the half bind. And then take the hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back, lower all the way down to the belly. Walk your hands forward, forearms down. This is your Sphinx pose. Grab opposite elbows to measure out for shoulders width. Then release your hands forward, your arms should be parallel to each other, and you're checking that your shoulders are over your elbows. So that makes a 90-degree angle or so. Press your belly and your lower ribs down. Lift the chest in opposition. Gaze slightly forward to the floor so the back of the neck remains pretty neutral. Draw your right hand in 45 degrees. Walk your left hand slightly back for support, and you're going to roll to the outside of the right hip, right leg. Flex your feet. Alright? Lift the right leg. Lift your left leg. Bend your left knee. Draw the left knee forward. Left heel back. Left knee forward. Left heel back. Left knee forward. Left heel back. Stay here with the heel back and a back bend. Left knee forward and stay here. Roll the left knee up. Roll the left knee forward. So working on the hip joints. Roll up. Roll forward. Roll up. Roll forward. Roll up again. Step the left foot down. Walk the left foot in as much as you can, and then gently press your left forearm into your left leg, or the left hand into your left leg. Release. Left hand to the floor. Extend the left leg. Square back to center. Walk your hands back. Child's pose. Take it back to down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Step the left foot forward. Ground the back heel. Warrior one. Check into all the alignment. Alright, reach your arms forward. This time, left hand to your right shoulder. Right hand underneath. Walk your hands toward each other. Your fingertips are firmly pressing into the upper back. Press your hands into the flesh of the upper back. Pull the flesh away from each other so you're creating broadness to your upper back. Then draw the elbows down toward the floor and toward the ribs. As you round the upper back, chin toward the chest. Release that action. Extend the arms forward. Draw the elbows back. 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 Flip the palms. Elbows toward each other, toward the ribs. Reach your arms up. Elbows toward each other. Reach your arms up. Elbows toward each other, reach your arms up. Elbows toward each other, stay here. Lift the heart center up, gaze up. And then bow forward, devotional warrior variation. Arms reach up as you bow the head down. Take it all the way back up. Warrior one. Exhale, open it up. Warrior two. Lengthen out the right leg, extended triangle, tip the right hip back, reach your left hand forward, hand a little bit higher, hand slightly lower, or the left hand directly to the floor, right arm up. Then take the right palm to face down and reach forward to an extended triangle. Take the gaze to the floor for balance. Start to bend your left knee. Maintain your right arm extension. Right? If you are higher up on your triangle, bend the left knee. Take the left arm to the left leg. Right? So that's how you can transition here. Have fun. Right arm up and behind you. Stack your shoulders. Keep the half bind, come up, reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, Left foot stepping back, lower all the way down to the belly. Again, measure out for your Sphinx pose. So move your hands forward, forearms down, grab opposite elbows to measure up your shoulders. Then reaching the arms forward again, your arms will be parallel to each other, and your shoulders over your elbows. Press your belly and your ribs down, gently looking forward. Your hands are also actively pressing down. Flip around this way to give you the front view. Alrighty, this time you're going to turn your left hand in 45 degrees. Walk your right hand back for support. Roll to the outer left leg, outer left hip. Your feet are flexed to engage. Lift the right foot off the floor. Bend your right knee. Draw the right knee forward. Right heel back. Right knee forward. Right heel back. Right knee forward. Right heel back, stay there. Heels reaching back into a back bend as you take also a right quad stretch. Draw the right knee back forward and stay there. Keep your foot flexed. Roll up. Roll forward. Roll up. Roll forward. Roll up. Roll forward. Roll up again. Step the right foot down. With your right hand, grab that foot, walk in as high up as you can. Then depending on how high up you go, either press your right forearm against the inside of the right leg, or press your right hand to the inside of the right leg. Now keep the left big toe planted down. So use that resistance. Start to release. Right hand to support, lift the leg, step it back, draw the belly to the floor, hands alongside the rib cage, take it back to child's pose. Take it back to down dog. Start to walk your feet forward toward your hands, standing forward bend. In the front of the mat, walk your feet in together, supporting with your hands. Bend at the knees, let the seat drop a little. Lift the back of the head and the upper back, so coming through a straighter spine. You're going to start to stand up. Mountain pose, hands alongside the body. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee, tree pose. Sole the right foot to the inner left leg. If you can, go above the knee joint. If not, go below the knee joint. When you go above the knee joint, it requires a little bit more hip flexibility. So that might be a little bit tight for some of you. If that's the case, go below the knee joint. Then your hands together in prayer. Raise your arms up high and extend the arms out in a wide position. Keep the gaze to the floor at a fixed point, and that will help you to balance. Wrap the hands back behind you, interlace your fingers. Broaden your shoulders, reach your knuckles back, and that's it. So you're engaging your upper back, kissing your shoulder blades toward each other, and this will give you a better sense of broadness through your chest. Now keep the action of the arms and your shoulders. Release your right knee forward, step the right foot behind your left leg and to the outside of the left leg. Steady balance here. And then side bending to the right. Keep the side bend, look toward the floor, and draw the chin toward the right shoulder. So you should get a very nice deep stretch through the outer neck on the left side. Release the action of the chin, come back to neutral. Release your hands up. And the side bend again. Left arm stays up, right hand to the floor, and side bending to the right. And same thing, gaze to the floor. This time, chin toward the right shoulder. Release, come back up, arms up. Release your hands, step the feet back down, feet together, knees together. Bend knees, chair, hold this chair. Now when you take your chair pose, your knees should not be too far forward, right? If you can't see your toes, you need to shift the weight back toward your heels and take the knees back as well, so that when you look down, you can see your toes. So if this is too far forward, this is where you need to be. Arms up, chair. All right, release. Come back to a standing position. Standing mountain pose. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Open up the knee to the left side, grabbing the foot from the inside of the leg. Take it above the knee joint or below the knee joint, depending on your flexibility. Hands to the heart. Raise your arms up and out. Keep the gaze at a fixed point to help you to balance. And keep the left knee also actively opening to the left side so you have a sense of that rotation into the hip joint. Then wrap the hands back behind you, interlace your fingers. Draw the shoulders back, reach your elbows back. You're engaging the upper back and broadening your chest. Now keep the arms, keep your shoulders. Release your left knee forward. Step the left leg back behind your right. Ground your heels and side bending to the left. And start to look toward the floor. Release action of the neck, come back to center, raise the arms up high. Keep the right arm extended, left hand down, and again, side bending to the left. This time, once you have the side bend, getting the right side stretch, you're going to start to turn the chin toward the left shoulder, and then draw the chin toward the shoulder. Release action of the neck, come back to center, arms up, and then arms alongside, then release your left leg, coming back to Tadasana, standing mountain pose. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee, right hand to right knee, left hand to left hip. Open up the knee to the right side, and again, working with that opening and the rotation of the right hip. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look to the left side. If that really throws off your balance, keep the gaze looking forward instead. Take the gaze back forward, draw the right knee center, step the right foot down, walk it out side to side. Come back to center, stepping on the right foot, pick the left knee, left hand to left knee, right arm out, and open up the knee to the left side. And then, if you want to challenge your balance, look toward the right. Take the gaze back to center, left knee forward, right leg, right hand down, walk it out side to side. On the inhale, raise your arms up and out. Exhale, bow forward, fingertips to floor. Bend the knees and step the right foot back. Right knee comes down for crescent moon. Now for those of you with tighter hips, with sensitive knees, you might want to pad your right knee with your blankets or your towels, and then take the pose here. Now for those of you with tighter hips here, right, you may not be able to lunge forward that deeply. If that is the case, you can work, rather than the hips moving forward for the quad stretch, you can keep the right hip over your right knee into 90-degree angles, right? So you have your left leg in 90 degrees, you have your right leg in 90 degrees. And you can work here, right? And then raising the arms up into back bend, right? So this could be plenty to work with. Or if you want to take a deeper variation, lunge forward. So you can get deep into that quad stretch into the hip opener. Then lift the heart center up, lean the upper torso back to deepen your back bend. And if you want, arms up into the full expression of your crescent moon. Index fingers pointing up is your Venus Mudra. Now this is difficult for you to balance, right? You can always take the hands to top the thighs to help. 2 more breaths. And begin to release. Hands to either side of the left foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then lengthen over your left leg the best you can. Of course, you can keep a slight bend in the knees. Alternatively, if you have your blocks, use your blocks to either side of the left foot, full arm, full leg extension, and working here for the lengthiness. And then if you don't have blocks, you can always bend your left knee a little bit so that you get a little bit of lengthening to stretch your hamstrings, but you're not going too far. Now, if you have only one block or one structure, like a book or a water bottle, you can take the hands, both hands, to the inside of the left leg, and then use both hands evenly to that support structure, right? So you want your shoulders to be supported evenly. One more breath. Bend the front knee, ground the palms, step the left foot back plank, exhale, chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale down dog, step the right foot forward, low lunge, left foot forward, standing forward bend. Bend the knees, lift the upper back, and reach your arms up through your chair. Come up to a standing position, hands together in prayer. Reach your hands, forward and up. Exhale, dive forward. Fingertips to the floor, bend the knees, and step the left foot back, crescent moon. Left knee comes down. So again, extra padding to your left knee if you need it. If you're very tight in the hips, you might need to get to the position of left hip over your left knee and step the right foot in. So you end up with 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Working here. Then you can think about lifting your chest, leaning back, the upper back bend. So this could be a very nice strengthening of the quads and beginning working on the hips. If you're working deeper, right foot comes further forward. Lunge forward to get into a nice stretch for your quads and your hips. Hands down the thighs. Lean the upper torso back. Gently looking up, and that's the beginning of your back bend. Stay with your hands supporting, or arms up, Venus Mudra, and we're taking about 5 deep breaths here. Right, I just want to find symmetry, right? Coming back to this because I held my pose a little bit with the hands to thighs. Two more breaths. Begin to release as you decide the right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then lengthen over the right leg. So again, you have many options here, right? Help yourself with support structures, right? If you need them or if you have them. So if you don't have support structures, and you cannot fully lengthen the front leg, you can bend your right knee a little bit. But still think about actively lengthening, so eventually you build the flexibility to fully lengthen. If you have blocks, if you have 2 blocks on either side of the foot, if you have only one block, one book, or one water bottle, then you can use both hands evenly to the inside of the right foot. 2 more breaths. Bend the front knee, ground the palms, step the right foot back, plank. Inhale 1 breath, exhale chaturanga. Inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Start to walk your feet forward toward your hands, and then take the seat down. Right, so hopefully you have your blocks, or your blankets, or your towels, right? So if you have your blocks, fantastic. Take the block to your inner thighs, walk your heels in, and squeeze. If you don't have blocks, you can use your blankets, right? Roll them up to a good amount of thickness so that when you squeeze, there is resistance. We're looking for resistance. Because sometimes when we just squeeze within the inner thighs toward each other, we have tight hips, right? That could be kind of challenging. It could be kind of uncomfortable. And if you're keeping your feet separated and knees separated, you also have to have the discipline of knowing how to do that and engage, right? So having something is actually quite good here, right? So shift back toward the sacrum, flex your feet, and squeeze your blankets or your blocks. Now, most of us are going to be rounding of the upper back, right? If that's the case, support with your hands to the back of the legs and lift the chest. Now, chances are we're looking forward. You see how the back of the neck is rounded. I want you to think about taking the gaze up toward the sky at roughly the same angle as your torso so that your neck is in a neutral position. When you're ready, either keep your hands supporting or extend your arms forward. So by now, you're holding this for a while, right? So you should maybe start to feel your quads fired up, your hips fired up. Now even your core and your lower back. Keep squeezing your quads, your inner thighs toward each other. Keep squeezing into that structure, whatever it is. All right, let's break. Step the feet down, hands come back behind you. Keep your structure. Lift and lower arms all the way down. Lift and squeeze. Lower arms all the way down 5 times. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift. Stay lifted. Keep squeezing the block or your blanket. And either gaze looking forward if your neck is kind of tight, or if you have a strong, healthy neck and with the flexibility of dropping the head back, take it. Take the gaze, look forward again. Gently take the seat down. This time, forearms down. And again, you're looking to broaden your chest by lifting your chest, engaging the upper back. Gaze is still slightly forward. Squeeze the block to your inner thighs. Lift the knees. Then lower the legs, almost all the way down. Keep the knees bent and lift. And lower. And lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift, stay here, extend the legs, squeeze, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, 2 more times, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower all the way down, press your hands into the floor, lift back up. Raise your arms up high. Actually, let's remove that first. Raise your arms up high. Keeping that lengthiness of the spine, right? Try not to ground and shrug. Keep the lengthiness. Hinge forward at the hips. Once you hit your maximum, right? Without the roundedness. Then you just move your arms, right? Then your shoulder joints come into play. You can grab your toes, your ankles, or your shins. Re-lengthen and forward fold. All right, take it back up. Same structure. So if you have a block, you might have more elevation. It might feel actually better. But if you don't have a block, that is okay. This will be a little bit something, and that's fine too. Now keep that in place, right? Because this is going to roll out. So I'm just going to keep my hand here to keep in place. Lower onto your back. Walk your feet in. Lift the seat, and then take that structure to your sacrum. Your sacrum is the base of the spine, which is, you know, for the lack of a better visualization, right? When I say this, it's kind of crude, but when I say this, everyone understands, right? The tip of your butt crack, that little space, right? That flat little space, that's the sacrum, that's what we're looking for, right? So sometimes I describe it, you know, below the waist, a few inches below the waist, you know, the fused spine at the base of the spine, blah, blah. All those things could be quite abstract for most of us, right? But when I say this other thing, most of us understand right away what we're talking about. So that is a very supportive structure because those few small vertebrae are fused together, so it creates a very nice platform for you to put weight onto. Right? So now, with the seat slightly elevated, you're actually in a slight back bend. It feels quite nice, depending on how high you are, how much flexibility you have. So let's intensify that. Take your hands alongside the hips. You can let the palms face down if you need a little bit more of help with your hands, or you can go more passively with the palms facing up. Then slide the legs forward. Now, without your legs helping you, right? This could now feel like a deeper back bend, which it is because your legs are now helping you to elevate. Then separate feet a little bit wider and turn your toes out. And then just let your legs be very passive and heavy. And so as you take this pose, as you settle in and gravity is pulling you a little bit deeper into the pose, you're going to feel a lot more openness into the front of the hips. Right? And as you hold this and you sink into the pose, you might feel that you're getting a deeper back bend on the lower back. As your legs get more relaxed and heavy, that weight is going to pull you deeper on the bottom half for a deeper back bend and hip opener. Right? For those of us who feel great here and want to stay here, stay here. If you want to intensify, you can intensify by bending the knees and taking the soles of feet together. The knees are turned out to the sides, right? And the feet are together, right? Creating a diamond shape with your legs. Now this way, let the knees also get very heavy now. And this will now give you a hip opener in a rotation. Now this is very difficult for you with extended legs. You're going to come back with the knees bent and the feet down and the knees up. Take it back here so that your legs are now helping you to support some of that weight. Right? So you have three options here that are quite nice. Let the breath be quiet. Let whatever is happening kind of take shape. Five more breaths. All right, let's start to think about coming out of the pose. So, if you have your knees bent and the knees out to the side, your goddess pose is easy. Just draw the knees together and step the feet apart. If you have your legs extended, turn the toes up toward the sky, bend the knees, one above at the same time. Now you're stepping down. All right, so now with everyone in the same positioning, ground the heels down, lift the seat, and slide your structure, your block, your blankets out of the way, and slowly lower the sacrum all the way down to the floor. Then hug the knees in toward the chest, and this will stretch your lower back. This might feel quite nice. Once you have a gentle stretch, you might want to take some circles with your knees in one direction, and that further brings movement to your hips and your lower back. Take it back to stillness in the center and then switch to the other direction. Take it back to center again, step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, let the feet separate, and toes turn out. Now, before we come fully into Shavasana, let's take your hands, the thumbs to the back of the neck. And then as you lift the head slightly, supporting with your hands, pull the thumbs upwards, up the skull. So now you're hooking the thumbs to the occipital ridge, which is the ridge of the skull. Feeling for that lengthiness of the neck. Now, keeping that lengthiness, place your head back onto the floor. Keep that lengthiness, and then releasing your fingers, releasing your hands alongside the hips. Let the palms face up, the toes turn out. Everything released. Shavasana, final relaxation. Start to reconnect to your breath, moving your fingers and your toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. And then rolling over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Reconnecting to this even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep. And let the neck be free. Inhale from hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing the practice. Come up, namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I really appreciate your time. Please visit my website at simhayoga.com, and my schedule for streaming is on my website, as well as my payment information for Venmo and PayPal. My preferred way of payment is through Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096 if you're prompted for it. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please share with your friends, let people know that classes are happening, and let's build a great community together. So I stream on Facebook under my my business page, Simha Yoga with Stephen Chang, and the videos are then saved onto my library. And then I have a YouTube page, YouTube channel called Simha Yoga Lab, and please visit me there. The videos are up there for 24 hours, 7 days a week, and it's permanently up on YouTube for your access. So you don't have to always practice on the streaming time, you can practice anytime. So, thank you for your time, enjoy yourselves, have a great day, and please stay safe until I see you next time. Be well.